Okay, guys, this is Moshe coming to you from Israel with the evening war report. We had curiously, a ceasefire type offering coming through Qatar, which I usually pronounce Qatar, for Hamas. And they said that we can exile the Hamas leaders and that will cause a gradual release of the hostages, as if we could believe them. That could likely mean many hostages are dead and they don't want to admit it because we won't exile them. The exiling them is a means of them getting to safety. I don't know where they would go. Turkey, Qatar, Iran, I don't know. And we, of course, also have to withdraw from Gaza. Of all the crazy things, the Israeli War Cabinet is meeting on that tonight. Right now in Israel, it's it's about 5:45 or so in the evening. So they're actually going to meet and discuss. You see, I'm telling you, something's fishy here. There's going to be some attempt at a peace deal, and it'll blow up. It'll be very short-lived. Very short-lived. I don't think Israel's stupid enough to fall for this. But you never know. Blinken just left Israel. And he, of course, was, publicly he says, we don't think it's the time for a ceasefire with Gaza. That's what he says publicly. And then what he says privately to Netanyahu and the other people, of course, is another matter. So he might be saying that so if they do a ceasefire, it doesn't look like America pressured them. Or he might have put tremendous pressure on Netanyahu, and then he says it to make it look like it's Netanyahu doing it on his own. And then Netanyahu is out. People vote him out. So I think they've had it with Netanyahu and his lies and trying to walk both sides of the fence at the same time. I think the Americans have had it with him. They went to visit Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority. That's the guy who pays the families of terrorists that kill men, women, and children over $1,000 a month for perpetuity, or as long as they're in jail. If they're dead, the family gets it for as long as he can do it. And that's Blinken's buddy, and Blinken thinks that guy should be running Gaza. Now, is that the sickest thing you can imagine? And the people in the world think that America's a friend of ours? They support this monster. It's like Al Capone and Frank Nitti with Murder Incorporated. It's a Murder Incorporated. And Blinken puts up with it. Blinken supports him. Blinken gives him money. The UN gives him money. The European Union gives him money. Many countries give them money. That's how they built the tunnel network. The nations hate us. You shall be hated of all nations for my namesake. Sound familiar? It's in play now. So we've got one missile attack today from Lebanon. Isn't that odd? So now they're proposing some cockamamie peace deal. The Knesset is meeting on it tonight. Right? You listening to this? And Lebanon reduces down to one missile during the day, and Gaza also one missile. Can you smell a rat yet? Take another whiff. The rat is there. The International Criminal Court is proceeding with genocide charges on Israel. Don't pay a lot of attention to this. The first thing you got to understand is Israel and America and some other countries are not in the International Criminal Court Treaty, so they have no jurisdiction over them. Okay? So they can't yank Netanyahu out of office or anything like that. Now, they could put a red alert out on Netanyahu if he travels, or other members of the government, generals and things like that, Minister of Defense, and Shin Bet and police and stuff. So that would mean if they travel outside of Israel to certain countries that are involved with the ICJ, they could be arrested. Now, if they need to go to a country that's in the ICJ, they would probably contact the country's consulate or embassy in Israel and say, we need to go over there and we need a diplomatic visa with full immunities, including immunity from any red alerts of the ICJ. Now, they may not be able to do that because of their involvement with the ICJ, but I think they would. I don't know, but it depends. Could that cause Netanyahu to be removed from office? I doubt it. I doubt it. First of all, they haven't convicted, so let's see what happens, but I wouldn't waste a lot of time on that, okay? I really wouldn't. So, like I told you, looks like there's some sort of moronic peace deal cooking up. But the problems that the Israeli government can see predominantly is, well, you're going to release the hostages gradually. They don't believe that. They'll immediately come to the conclusion there's a lot of dead hostages, and they're going to want to know that up front going in, and they're going to probably ask for the hostages to be verified. Of course, once they release these guys out of Israel, they lost them. So the guys might have a few hostages, not the 136 suspected. They may have 20 or 30, so to release them, then they get out of Gaza and they're safe, and then they come out with a press release. Gee, we're sorry, the hostages recently got a cold and died or something. So that's, Israel's not that stupid. And they're trying to get the hostages back. Blinken and Biden don't talk about hostages anymore. That's finished. I haven't heard of the Houthis attacking any ships yet today. They don't attack every day. We have a company in Israel called Raphael that developed some new anti-missile system and just tested it, and it's supposed to be very good. But a few months ago, we had a new laser system to shoot down missiles and drones, and it got tested and was supposed to be great, and it was supposed to be brought into use. Where the heck is it? I don't know where it is. They stopped talking about it. Who knows what happened? Maybe it was junk. I don't know. So, let's see. Nothing coming from Syria and Iraq. Well, Iraq happens in Syria. Nothing in terms of rockets and missiles. So it's been a very quiet day. The first time in over 3 months that we had such a quiet day. It's kind of pleasant. It's a lot more quiet when you don't have a missile for 6 months or 3 months, And that's pretty much what's going on. I'll keep you guys posted as to what happens with this moronic peace offer. I expect it'll be counter offered. And the counter offer might run the lines of, you give us all the hostages, give us a list of how many Hamas leaders you want to get out for free, and we'll exchange you guys for them. And we're not pulling out of Gaza until you demilitarize. See, with all these targeted assassinations, they're beginning to think, the leaders, that they're going to wind up dead if they don't get out of this. Now, they're starting negotiations and they're going to ask for more than they expect to get. That's the way these people work. So I'll keep you posted on this. I don't think it'll go further than getting the hostages back. I think most Israelis would say, let the leaders go, let's just get the hostages back and dismantle Hamas and the heck with it, you know? That's what I think they'll do. But what will Hamas do? And if you think Blinken had nothing to do with this, you might be right. I don't know, you might be right. Okay, kids, I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm out.